Welcome to this audiobook summary of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, a timeless classic on building interpersonal skills, improving relationships, and becoming a more persuasive communicator. Since its publication in 1936, this book has inspired millions with its practical techniques for handling people effectively and influencing others positively. Carnegie's principles focus on empathy, respect, and the power of genuine interest in others, skills that are as relevant today as they were decades ago. In this summary, we'll cover Carnegie's fundamental techniques for communication, winning people over, handling conflicts, and leading others with respect. Whether you're looking to strengthen personal relationships, advance in your career, or simply communicate better, these principles offer valuable guidance. Part 1. Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Carnegie introduces 3 basic techniques for handling people effectively. The first principle is not to criticize, condemn, or complain. Carnegie argues that criticism only creates resentment and defensiveness, so it's better to focus on positive reinforcement. The second principle is to give honest and sincere appreciation. People are motivated by the desire to feel important, so recognizing others' efforts builds goodwill and inspires cooperation. The third principle is to arouse an eager want in others, which means helping them see the benefits of taking action rather than pressuring them. By understanding others' desires and appealing to them, you create a sense of collaboration. These 3 techniques are simple but powerful, setting the foundation for effective, respectful interactions. Carnegie emphasizes that showing appreciation and understanding others' perspectives fosters stronger connections, paving the way for influence without manipulation. Part 2. 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Carnegie provides 6 key principles for building rapport and making people feel valued. The first is to be genuinely interested in other people. Showing real curiosity about others' lives fosters connection and helps others feel seen. The second principle is to smile. A genuine smile is welcoming and creates a positive first impression. Third, remember that a person's name is to them the sweetest sound in any language. Using someone's name thoughtfully shows respect and attention. The fourth principle is to be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Listening attentively and showing empathy makes people feel valued. Fifth, talk in terms of the other person's interests, whether it's work, hobbies, or family. Lastly, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Carnegie reminds readers that even small gestures of recognition can strengthen bonds. These principles are about genuinely valuing others and making them feel appreciated. By applying these techniques, readers can create lasting, meaningful connections and become well-liked in any setting. Part 3. Winning people to your way of thinking. In this part, Carnegie explains strategies for influencing others without creating resentment or resistance. The first principle is to avoid arguments. Arguments often escalate, damaging relationships, so Carnegie advises focusing on understanding rather than debating. The second principle is show respect for the other person's opinions and avoid telling them they're wrong. Criticizing someone's opinion makes them defensive, so it's more effective to approach discussions with an open mind. Third, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Taking accountability builds trust and disarms others, creating an environment of honesty and respect. The fourth principle is to begin in a friendly way. Starting interactions on a positive note creates an atmosphere where people are more likely to listen and engage. Fifth, get the other person saying yes immediately by finding points of agreement to build a cooperative spirit. Other principles include letting the other person do most of the talking, letting them feel the idea is theirs, and appealing to noble motives. By engaging others respectfully and showing empathy, readers can influence without pressure or force, making others feel understood and valued. Part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. Carnegie's final section is about leadership and constructive feedback. The first principle is begin with praise and honest appreciation. Starting feedback with positive recognition creates a receptive atmosphere. The second principle is to call attention to people's mistakes indirectly, which means using a gentle approach instead of bluntly pointing out errors. The third principle is to talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. This approach creates a sense of humility and relatability, reducing defensiveness. Fourth, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Framing suggestions as questions encourages collaboration and prevents feelings of resentment. Additional principles include letting the other person save face, avoiding humiliation and helping them maintain dignity, and praising every improvement, no matter how small. Carnegie also suggests giving people a fine reputation to live up to, reinforcing positive behavior by setting high expectations. Lastly, make the other person happy about doing what you suggest by framing tasks as opportunities and showing their benefits. In this part, Carnegie provides a framework for leading with empathy and respect, creating an environment where people feel motivated to improve without feeling criticized or pressured. As we wrap up this summary of how to win friends and influence people, it's clear why Dale Carnegie's book has remained so popular for generations. Carnegie's insights on empathy, respect, and effective communication are as relevant today as ever, providing a timeless guide to building better relationships. Whether in your personal life or professional career, the principles in this book offer invaluable tools for understanding others, building rapport, and handling conflict. For a deeper understanding of these concepts and even more practical tips, I highly recommend reading the full book, as each chapter contains nuanced examples and exercises that can help you master these interpersonal skills.